can of course control the visibility of different components. When you enter a new page, if not already, I do recommend enabling Reveal All. This can be toggled on and off at all times, but to make sure that you can see everything in your stage, it's a good thing to have active. I also want to mention that when you have a component that is hidden by default and you have activated Reveal All so you can see everything in your canvas, you can still go in and hide individual components. You do that by finding the component here, and then as you'll notice there is a little eye at the top right here. If you click this, you'll temporarily hide the component, and this is also indicated by the Reveal All, which is turned on but has now turned into a different color. If we turn it off again and on again, it will default to revealing all components. To control the visibility of components, what you want to do is find a suitable component, right click it and go into visibility. In here you do have quite a few options. You can set visibility depending on breakpoints. You can set the default visibility, which also comes with conditions we'll go into later. And you can of course define whether a component should crop its content like a frame, or everything inside it should be visible regardless of whether it's bigger than the parent. For rows, you'll also notice this responsive mode. This controls when columns inside a row will break. Below my heading up here, I have an empty container. This is a row that I use as padding on bigger screens. As you can see, the setting here is to only show the component when the screen is bigger than 768 pixels. You can also choose to change the condition to smaller than or in between. This would, for example, now mean that this row is only visible between 768 pixel and 800 pixel. Now this main button we looked at before, I've set to be hidden by default. Of course, you can also set this to be visible, but we do have two other options I think are very interesting. Either you would say that a component would be visible when something specific happened, or it would be hidden when something specific happened. But the setup for these are the same, so let's just go with visible when. When you do this, you can now add a condition. Now this setup here would then mean that my main button would only be visible if this boolean would render true. This condition could be anything you could think of. It could be if a specific field reached a certain number, if a list would contain something specific, and many other scenarios of course. If you want to, you can also set multiple conditions, but you also do have quite a lot of control as to how you wanna show and hide those components. For example, you could add neat transitions.